All right, before we jump in, you should always like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already, and I thank you for that. But go to the merch shop, because Christmas is coming up, and you need to buy your fisherman friends some good Sands in the Surf merch shop. There's links below. Hey, we started off the Thanksgiving day, actually, at the Turkey Trot, which was sponsored by the Oak Island Elks Lodge here, and I guess the town itself. And you registered, and I guess so in case you fell on your face, which was most likely going to happen to me, you wouldn't sue them. And then you got a name card, and mine's, I'm going to sponsor myself there, Sands in the Surf. And also you got a chance to donate to a charity. There's a couple good ones, SOAR and Seabiscuit and Water Rescue. So we dropped a couple of dollars in there before the run. So here we are getting ready.
This morning on Oak Island for the Turkey Trot 2024.
Well, Cameron, we're here on Oak Island for the Turkey Trot 2024, and I'm feeling pretty confident. My main concern is my colleagues here in Hanover.
Just do some dynamic stretching. Get us warmed up. Been waiting all year for this.
So the start line is marked with flower. It's the start and the finish right to my left. It's an out and back race. And the turnaround is marked with flower, and there are two people sitting there as well. Stuart.
Good luck, America.
Feeling good about this. Feel like we got some good real estate here in the middle, and I'm not going to be afraid of passing people to get to the front.
And with that, the race began, and it was a 3 mile. It was a straight line right down to the west, towards the west end of the island, 25th Street. I think we turned around about a mile and a half down, back, a mile and a half back, and there was turkeys trotting. There were people with dogs. When the pregnant lady passed us pushing the baby carriage, I knew I was in trouble. Alex was bolting down the road, and so he basically got down to this flower on the street, and that's where you turned around and started going back. Now, I tried to keep up a good pace, and I didn't stop running, so I felt good about that.
Go, Sam. Ready together.
Great job, great job.
What's that? Thanks. How did you feel?
I feel good. I'm ready for the 10K in February.
When I saw her, she was running real fast, though.
She was running really fast. She got some burst of speed. That's why they call her Alex Bolt.
Go, Bolt, go!
All right, next thing on the agenda, pick up the bucket. We got to go fishing. Kim wants fish dip, smoked fish dip as an appetizer for Thanksgiving dinner. So we got to get down there and look, a big turkey on this guy. That got to be the spot to fish because the turkey was there watching over me. Hey, is anybody down at the beach on Thanksgiving? Take a look down here at the beach. Look, there's hardly anybody down there, which is nice. Much different than if you've been here in the summer, right? So we're going to pick this spot and we're going to start fishing. And I had frozen bait. So I had some frozen finger mullet, if you will. And I didn't really feel like there'd be anything out there eating them. But I also had some shrimp, and I was more excited about the shrimp than I wasn't about the frozen finger mullet, but I just had an inkling that maybe I should toss some of it. So nothing special here. Like I said, some frozen bait. We're going to see if there's any fish out there. And I did start fishing, and it wasn't too long. I was looking at a spot, and it wasn't too long before I did hook into something, and it was very heavy. And so I knew right away when it's just dragging and it's heavy and not fighting, look at the rod. Yeah, it's just pulling. It's just a stingray. Kind of disappointing, right? Okay, a good way to start. I guess I got a fish on, right? And I think he was actually chewing on the mullet. So now I was like, okay, maybe I will keep fishing with this mullet. So I'm going to drag him up here. I'm going to get the pliers, and oh man, my pliers are like rusty. I don't know what happened. I guess I haven't kept them very good. Look at them. I can't even open them. I'm like, I got to get some DW40 or something like that and get those out there. So yeah, take good care of your pliers, because when you need them, right? So this guy needed me to need them. So, but I got the hook right out. See that big piece of mullet he was chewing on? Yeah. So I'm going to get the hook out of his mouth, and we're going to get back to fishing. But I did didn't really like the spot, even though the turkey was watching over me. I'm going to kick him back in. It's my catch and release right there. Hey, there you go. Get back in the water. I didn't feel good about the spot. I just felt like I was looking at the waves, and I just felt like it was close where I was, but down further, it looked like it was maybe deeper. Like it looked like there was an angle. It's hard to explain. It's just a sense I had. So I went and I picked up the rods, and I'm just going to drag them down the beach a little bit. You might think, here, see how I'm pointing there? It looks like it's deeper there. Like maybe there's a hole. And here it looks like it's coming across and getting deeper as it goes out. Did that make sense? Okay. I just felt good about it. So I moved down a little bit, and I actually, I did that twice. So I put my sand spike in here, and I started fishing there, and I was like, this doesn't feel good either. So I'm actually going to go back and get it and move it again. So I moved twice down the beach, and probably a total of, 5 houses, 6 houses, something like that. So not like giant move, but just enough that I felt like this was a better place to fish. Now, good advice, if you are going to move, make sure you secure your bait so it doesn't fall all over the place. So we moved, we got set up down there, and now I got the mullet on one hook. I think it was a 2-aught, and then I had the smaller hooks, ones with the shrimp on them, and I got into a whiting right away. And it wasn't a huge, now I like to keep whiting in the 12-inch range. He was probably 11-inch range, but I'm like, my wife wants the smoked fish dip, so I'm keeping this whiting. He is going in the bucket. So get him off the hook, and I'm going to go put him in the bucket. And of course, one thing you know from watching any of my videos is that whiting are slippery. That's probably the first or second time I've ever dropped them. I never drop whiting. It's just one time. I think it happened in one other video. So a sandy whiting, about 11 inches, going in the bucket, and now I felt good because I feel like if I got one whiting, I can get another whiting because they school up, and lo and behold, right away, a second whiting. So I'm going to have him, and he's about the same inches, about 11 inches there, and fine with me. He's going in the bucket. I'll try not to drop him, and we will take him home for Thanksgiving dinner. But I needed a couple more, like 2 whiting aren't going to be enough, and I got a third fish on, and I could feel it heavy and just kind of dragging like a football. So I knew right away, yes, could it be? Yes, a yummy, delicious puffer. So now I'm feeling good. I got 2 whiting and a puffer in the bucket, and I'd like to get a couple more just so I have enough. People coming over, you don't want to just have like 2 bites of smoked fish dip and not enough for everybody to share, right? So in the bucket he goes, and then I kind of slowed down. I was getting nibbles, and I was reeling it in, and I was losing bait. And that went on for a while. There's like a pretty good span here. I wasn't catching anything, but I was losing bait. And then I hooked up to a really nice fish. And look at the rod bending. I'm like, this thing was heavy. It was pulling. I've got dream visions of a big red drum or something. And there was just that one moment where the rod's bending, right? You can see it bending. And I'm reeling it in, and poop, boink, it's gone. And I reeled it in as fast as I could. And it was nothing. He got whatever he was, he got away. But right after that, I got into another fish, and this was a bluefish, so I felt pretty good about that. A nice big bluefish. Now look, this is why you want to keep away from one end of the bluefish there. Luckily he only got my shirt. He's going in the bucket. Now bluefish, yes, I will smoke some bluefish up, and they school up too, so I got another bluefish right after that. So now we got 2 whiting, a puffer, and 2 bluefish. I am done. I'm set. This is good. So I'm going to prepare them so that people say they don't like the taste of bluefish. Well, I'm going to smoke them anyway. They're an oily fish. But I'm going to prep them. So I get all my fish out, and I'm just going to take my knife. Right here is my big old, that's not a knife. That's a knife. And underneath the gill plate there, and just kind of straight down, right? You can see right there, I just cut it. Now he's bleeding, and I just take him in the water, and I just hold it there for a little bit longer than you see in the video, but enough time for just all the blood to run out so it won't taste terrible when we go to eat them. Smoked fish dip. Now, difference between bluefish, I would usually eat that night, but because we're going to smoke them, I've got to prep them for that as well. So I'm going to scale these fish. I gutted them, right? I got the guts out, and I'm just going to scale them. I got this scaler, heads on, everything on, guts out, and then I'm going to do that with all the fish, except for the puffer, who I'm going to just pull him out so I have a nice big chunk of puffer meat. So they're going in the bag, but we're going to take them upstairs. We're going to clean them up because they're looking a little nasty here. And they're going to prep them for the smoker. And I'll show you what that entails. Put them upstairs, and I just take some kosher salt and some brown sugar, and I just put them in the tin, and I let that sit overnight, and it draws out the liquid so that the smoke adheres better to the fish. Now here we got the smoker, and basically we're just going to put some coals in the bottom, and we're going to put some wood chips here. They're supposed to be slightly moist there, so it smokes instead of kind of kill that fire. It's kind of a big flame there still, so put them on there, get that to kind of calm down a little bit. Put some water in the pot, right below it, and always a beer, as for flavor. And wait for that fire just to back down a little bit. Put the fish on there, put the top on, and then do the smoky thing, and make sure the tails fit. and about 2 hours of just letting them sit there with smoke, and every once in a while I'll throw a little bit more chips on there, keep the smoke going. But after 2 hours, like, they're golden brown and yummy, delicious, and ready. So I take them upstairs. This is the process here for making the fish dip. I take the meat off them. No bones, just meat, no skin, until I have it all in the bowl there. And I just take a fork and kind of break it up so it's getting nice and kind of smooth already. I'm going to take these ingredients, some sour cream, some mayonnaise, some sriracha hot sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, a little soy sauce along with that. There's going to be lemon juice in there. There's going to be some seasoning, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some salt and pepper as well. So that's all that's going into the smoked fish dip. Now here we've got the mayonnaise and the sour cream. Start mixing that up so we get that creamy kind of texture we're going for. And just the rest of the ingredients, all just at that point, just adding them, the sriracha, the Worcestershire sauce, your soy sauce, lemon juice, and the spices, salt and pepper, onion powder, and all that stuff. And that's it. You're just blending it together at that point. And once it's blended together, you're ready to go. Grab a chip, dip it in there, serve it up, put it in a better looking bowl. You can put it in the refrigerator and serve it later. You can serve it right then and there. It's perfectly good to go. And here's how you just dip a chip in there, and of course the chip will break at that point right there. And enjoy.